creative. That's one way. Now, I actually forgot the name. My son actually showed me a Web 2.0 app the other day, which allows him to do something that looks a lot snazzier than PowerPoint online. Prezi. Oh, my word. That thing's amazing. He gives me like his 5-minute. I mean, this is where I really kind of felt myself slipping. You know, this technology gap, I've reached it now. I mean, I'm just at that point where it's enough that I can spell Web 2.0. My son, he's the one that's almost 16. He is into that hook, line, and sinker, and he is just using so many things online now. This isn't anything that he's purchased. This is all free, or mostly free, stuff that's online. And when he does a project at school, they're having him use Prezi, not PowerPoint, although he does know how to use that, to make his presentation, as are all the other kids in his school. So again, these Web 2.0 apps. What are some examples of Web 2.0 apps? I mean, certainly Wiki is one. That's one that's actually being used right here at this conference. What are some other examples or any other Web 2.0 apps your students are using? Yes? Excuse me? VoiceThread. Okay. Is anyone else using VoiceThread? So a couple people. What about you? Blogs. Yep. What are some other things your students are using? Wikis. So again, if we were to even go back, you know, well, actually, I think certainly last year, I think Karen Erickson was speaking about Web 2.0 apps. But if we went back 2 years, even to this conference, it wasn't something that was necessarily being spoken about much, if at all. So it just goes to show you, just in the space of 2 short years, how far we've come. So the iPod, and now, of course, the iPad. Does anyone in the room have an iPad with them?
Not in Canada.
You have one? Wow. Can I see it? I haven't even seen it.
Don't
oh, my goodness. Is it allowed to be sold here? Wow. This is my first time touching an iPad. I feel my little heart's going now. Well, Steve, you just do the rest, and I'll thank you very much. Wow. Oh, my God. Oh, it turns. Wow, look at that. This is sweet. Wow. Well, there's an email message from someone here. I better give it back to you before I... Okay, here you go. Thank you very much. So, you know, again, you know, 12 months ago, this might have been a rumor in a high-tech magazine, and now here we are. And of course, there are kids now, I guess, because certainly my kids have the old iPad Touch thing, and so they've been the iPod Touch, I should say, not the iPad, the iPod Touch, and so there are obviously lots of apps that they're downloading. So the idea that we now have more real estate, I think, will be pretty exciting. I was actually at a conference about a month ago, actually in Minnesota. And I would say that, you know, people coming along talking about apps for iPads was actually pretty big. So I think probably a year from now, that's going to be what we're all hearing about, is kind of what's happening with this new hardware. Now, I don't know if anyone told you, but the objective that was actually assigned to Steve and I today was to make sure that you all went away with kind of sneak peeks and, like, you know, undercover story type information. So I did want to let you know that the iPad PUD and PID will be coming very soon. Yes, actually, I believe this is a candy version of the iPod, and this, I guess, is some kind of dessert. I haven't got any clue what the last one is, but anyway.
And it'll be tied to the iStore.
It could be, very much so. So, well, obviously you all know that I represent Cambium Learning Technologies, which includes, of course, the Kurzweil Educational Systems Company, and it also includes IntelliTools. And I've kind of listed the 3 kind of main products of our organization here, and I'm guessing some of you, most of you, know one or more of those brands on the screen. But there are certainly examples of other technology, right? So other assistive technology. So what are some other things that you're using in your school districts? I don't mind if it's something that's like one of these. That's perfectly fine. What are you using?
Premiere.
Premiere programming, okay.
Clicker 5.
Clicker 5, yep. Read, Write, Gold. What else are people using? Any hardware devices? No one's using Orcom devices or anything like that? Dragon, yep. Dragon, naturally speaking, a great product. What are you using?
Pens and the smart pens.
Scanning and smart pens, yep. And what about for your low incident disabilities? Anybody in here have students that are using switches and things like that? Yeah, Vanguard, so your PRC devices and Dynavox, right? So a whole plethora of really great companies and really great products. As we kind of progress into this kind of next section of our presentation, we're going to be kind of talking about the different tiers and how technology, I'm going to obviously be mostly focused on products that I know very, very well. But to the extent that you've got other ideas as we go through, I do want you all to be kind of thinking about this. don't be shy about kind of sharing how you're using Premiere or whatever the product might be, because ultimately what we really want is a learning experience here, okay? I'm thinking just because as a natural time to break, would it be appropriate to maybe break for like 10 minutes at this point and have everyone think, or you want us to keep going? Sure. Is that all right? So let's just take a 10-minute break, and as Steve said, be back 10 minutes from on your watch, whatever it says, and we will be ready to go with our Tier 1 look at technology implementation, okay?
A video on the Iraq.
Yes? The Iraq.